Hey, this is Dan. We are back to working on the 1250 GSA today. Today we are going to be looking at foot pegs. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you have heard that I am a big guy. I am 6'9", 240 pounds. I have a size 15 shoe. And so one of the challenges that we talked about was I needed an extended shift lever. And we're also looking at a different set of foot pegs. So if this is something you're interested in, please stick around for the video. All right, so with the size 15 shoe, my foot doesn't fit so good on this stock foot peg. So one of the things I did was I looked at a kit by Black Dog Cycle Works, and it has oversized foot pegs for someone like me. So in the kit comes two lightweight aluminum foot pegs and a hardware kit. Inside that hardware kit is the springs that you need so that they operate properly, but also it comes with a bunch of screw-in studs if you want more traction. So these all have holes on the outside that you can screw studs into if you need extra stuff. We are not going to do that because we don't need it, but let me show you the difference in sizes. Let me get the right foot peg. Let me show you the different size. So this is the factory foot peg, and here is the Black Dog, and you can see it is quite bigger. It's not only is it wider, but it is also longer. And what that's going to do is it's going to make my foot feel a whole lot better on those pegs, especially standing up. And it should be pretty simple to install. The only tools you need to do this job is a pick. And this pick is here just to pull the E-clip on the bottom of that pin. Everything else is pretty simple and self-explanatory. If you do want the extra studs to go into the foot peg, they have an included Allen key to thread those in, along with some thread locker so that they don't back themselves out. So let's get to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to install the left foot peg first, and then the right side is just a mirror copy of it. So the way this spring is designed is it's designed to keep the foot peg down, but if for some reason in a turn or if it goes on its side, it pushes it right back up. So the only thing that holds this thing in place is an E-clip that sits right on the bottom side, and it has some little teeth to it, and you just got to take a pick and pop it off, and it looks just like that, and it goes into a groove that's inside of that foot peg. And once that's out, now remember, this spring is under tension, so be careful when you pull this guide pin out because the foot peg is going to move. And all I'm doing is just slowly working it and pull it out, and that's really it. So the factory foot peg spring goes actually into one of the holes, and we don't have to worry about that because of the way the spring is set up on the Black Dog cycle. So we'll put this to the side. You're going to reuse the factory pin and the E-clip. Now sometimes grabbing this with a pair of needle nose pliers is helpful when you're putting it back into this groove right here. So these foot pegs have an indicator. So there's a right and a left, and it states it right there just in case you were not sure about how it sets. So the kit does come with a new E-clip if you lose the factory one, but we're just going to reuse what we have. So the way this works is the springs are right and left unique. So on this side, the way they want it installed is the long end goes toward the bike, the short end comes to the foot peg, and then they have an installer pin that's just going to sit right in there while you put it in place. Okay, so we've got the spring is going to face the long side toward the frame and the short side toward the foot peg itself. We're going to take the installer pin and see how it has a taper, and we're going to make sure that's facing down. And then the old spring from the factory went into one of these guide holes. This spring does not do that. It actually uses the face of the frame in order to find its tension. So We're just going to push that in. We're going to allow it to use the frame as a way to kind of get the foot peg in place. And then we're going to push that factory peg. You can see how it pushes the guide pin out toward the bottom. Then you just kind of have to make it, manipulate it so it goes in. Then we're going to just take the E-clip and push it right back down on the pin. Make sure that it clips in place. So the pin needs to be, the installer pin or the factory pin needs to be facing down. That way if this E-clip down here ever pops off, that this is going to stay in place. And so this just operates like it's supposed to. So that's going to give me a much better place to put my foot. So the installation is the same on the right side. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. All right, we got the right side in. So the only difference on the right side is there is a stud that comes out, or a bolt that comes out at the bottom of this frame, that it does make getting this in place a little bit harder, but it's still, you just got to fiddle with it a little bit. So like I said, we are not going to install the included traction pins. I think that the texture of that grip is plenty the way that it is. So those, they come in two different finishes, the black and chrome, and I chose the black because I like that better. They are kind of pricey, but like I said, I have big feet, and one of the big challenges being a big guy, not just in size physically, but weight, is being comfortable. And so I'm trying to do a bunch of things to the bike that is going to make things more comfortable for me, because I am not the typical motorcycle rider and I don't fit in the typical motorcycle things. So super easy. So again, this kit from Black Dog is the performance foot pegs for the BMW, and I'll put that part number in the description below. Hope you got something from the video. Thanks for watching. If you like what I'm doing, think about subscribing, giving me a like. I appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next video. I believe we're gonna take a trip up Sunshine Canyon in Boulder, and get up onto Gold Hill where there's some dirt roads, and just kind of play around.